Hi there, welcome. Thanks for joining me. I'm Cheryl. This is Your Journey Yoga. I hope that you will take a moment and subscribe if you haven't already, and just a huge thank you if you already have. I appreciate it a ton. Just really trying to help grow the channel and reach as many people as possible. I love the idea of helping people live their best life, so that's why I'm here. So today, a fun way, if you have never worked with blocks or straps, or you're just starting your yoga journey, and you're like, wow, yoga can be really hard. Yes, indeed it can. But you also need it. So if it is hard, it is something that you need desperately. So show yourself some grace, have a sense of humor, know that progress is by about coming back to it time and time again. Okay, it's not about perfection. Yoga is not about perfection. If you are already perfect at every pose, what's the point, right? So progression is coming with kindness, consistency, and love and care for your body. Okay, so these little friends right here, blocks, if you only have one, if you don't have one and you're not even sure what to use, you can use a book, you can use a Tupperware, you can use a box, anything that's going to help lift the floor up to you. One of the beautiful things about blocks is that you can see the progression. So this would be your highest block, and they do come in different sizes too. So this is kind of your standard yoga block, but they do have bigger ones and smaller ones. So you can pick whatever you like, and they're not uber expensive. So you can find them pretty much anywhere. So progression, this is your highest. So you're lifting the floor up to you about 9 inches, 8 or 9 inches with this block. And then you're like, I can feel it. I need to get the floor a little bit lower. You take the block down to its next section. Now you've progressed. Progress again, and then voila, all of a sudden, block is thrown away. Not thrown away, but set to the side. You don't need it as much. So that's one of the beautiful things about seeing the progression with blocks. Sometimes it's just really nice, even if you don't need it, to just be a little more gentle in your practice. Gentle practices, you guys, go a long way. It is about de-stressing, getting the most efficient and comfortable movements with your body. I'm going to say comfortable. Use that as a relative term. Okay, so as long as you can breathe and there's no pain involved, we want to find that place where your body can truly surrender into a pose. Okay, so might not be uber comfortable, but it's not painful and you're not forcing things to happen. Okay, so good, comfortable, relative terms. All right. So, and then your strap. You do not have to have a specific yoga strap. If you have a canvas belt, if you have a dog leash, something that is not going to expand and contract, so probably not elastic bands if you have those, just because it's not going to give you true progression as you do your poses as you go through. So if it's giving and taking as you move, not the best, but yeah, if you need it and that's all you have, use it. So with the straps, lots of different things we can do with them, and we're going to play with them a little bit throughout the our session. So setting these things off to the side, but where they're easily accessible to you. I like to have one block on either side. If you only have one, pick a side. Up at the top of your mat is always a good place to be too. Okay, so you can truly start with a block right now if you want, and if you're like, wow, sitting, how does she do that? Sitting cross-legged, that's miserable. You can sit it underneath your bum, and that's going to give you a little reprieve for those hips. Okay, don't need to if you don't need it. It's all good. Sitting up nice and tall. We're going to reach to the sky. Release that right hand down, left arm up and over, and we're just going to sway side to side. So just a nice, gentle, easy movement. So if this is your first yoga class, welcome. If you're like, I just wanted a refresher on what to do with blocks and straps, welcome. You guys, I love it. Come, one and all. Good, let's do that one more time each side. So just a gentle flow, and I want you to notice, what do you feel? Sit bones are glued to the earth, and there's just that sway side to side. So that lateral movement, do you feel that stretch through the ribs and the waist? Inhale, both arms come up, and exhale, open those arms out to a T, and we're just going to add some rotation. So rotating your palms towards the sky, and we're going to see just how far we can twist. Oh, hold that. Do you feel how that transferred into your upper back? Yes, that feels so good. And then slowly rotating the palms towards the ground, and then continue that rotation as far as you can. And now it goes to the front of the shoulders. You feel that? Yes. So learning about how our body responds, the muscles that we use, rotating back. We're going to do that one more time each side. So that mind-body connection is a pretty powerful one. And we really want to listen to it Even when the messages that we don't really want to hear, go ahead and rotate the other direction. As far as you can rotate. Go ahead and rotate it back open and release those hands down by your sides. Let's go ahead and take this strap. And we're just you can either double it up, so if it's really long, so you're not whacking yourself in the face, because oftentimes, so that you can make loops, they'll have an end that you can tie to the other to make a loop. It's just holding on to it so it doesn't whack you. Holding on as wide as you need to, and we're just going to take it up, and we're just going to take a big stretch back. So arms are long, and just opening up that chest. Without popping forward the rib cage too much, just bring those arms back. And then slowly lower, little tap to the knees, and then take it up and back. And I just want you to notice, as you begin to move, does the range increase? Okay, so the first one, your body's whoa, 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 whoa. Far enough, far enough, far enough, right? As you continue, we're going to do 5 of these. Maybe that range improves. Maybe those shoulders open up and your body's like, oh, okay, we're not going to do anything too crazy here. If it doesn't get that full rotation, guys, don't judge, don't criticize. Open up those hands a little bit more so you can always make more distance, right, between the hands and allow that shoulder mobility. We're just trying to improve our mobility. That's it, without causing any inflammation, without causing any pain, making this the last one. Now go ahead, take wherever you like. This time we're not going to do that full rotation. We're just going to take it up, and then we're going to lean over to the left. And again, if you need to hold on to the end of the strap so that it doesn't bonk you in the face, make it happen. Inhale it back up, and then lean to the right. Oh, just that nice stretch. Let that bottom hand be heavy. Inhale it up one more time each side. Sitting up nice and tall. Lateral stretch through the ribs, through the waist, back up nice and tall. So we're working those obliques too. So if you're like, wow, she says we're stretching, but I feel the work. Yep, that's good. And inhale it back up. Go ahead and release that strap. We're going to come back to it. Grab a block. Let's take it to its highest place. And we're just going to set it out in front of us. And we're going to slowly lower down so you can adjust wherever that forehead is going to be. And what if you're like, okay, I'm at the highest place and I still can't find the block? If you have 2, take another one. Okay, so we want to hold on to it just so that there's some stability here. And just let your upper body be heavy. Okay, as we sit, remember what happened with those shoulders? Your body started to let go of that tension and tightness. If you're like, wow, maybe I think I can let go of that bottom block. Let your arms be heavy. Let your shoulders be heavy. You want to progress? Yep. Make it happen. It's all about listening to what's going on with your body, right? So if it feels easy, that's a call you can make. Do you want to progress past easy to a little more challenging? Or is today a day where you need to just keep it easy? Progressing. So wherever you are, wherever the block may be, extend those arms out. Press your tailbone towards the mat and feel that stretch all the way down your spine. And let's slowly walk the hands back up. I love that stretch. So great for my lower back, great for the lats, great for the shoulders. Go ahead and set the blocks off to the side. Again, we want to have them handy for us. We're going to come up onto all fours. So our tabletop position. Hands shoulder width apart, knees hip width, core is nice and strong. Take a big breath in as you lower your belly towards the mat. Lift your gaze and lift your sit bones to the sky. As you exhale, hollow your tummy and chest, lift your spine, tuck your chin. Tuck your tailbone. Inhaling it back to cow. And exhale it to cat. Inhaling to cow. So moving at the pace of your breath might be an unfamiliar feeling to you. That is okay. The biggest thing is just breathe. Let's do one more each way. Coming back to a neutral spine. We're going to grab a block. If you are taking care of your knees, or if you feel like, yeah, my knees are just really tight, if you're coming off of an injury or a surgery, grab your block. Place it at the base of your heels, so kind of where the Achilles tendon is, and go ahead and sit it back. If you need a little more assistance, place it further up towards your knees. And sit it back to child's pose. So if you need a little bit more, yeah, take it off of the flat section and make it into the bigger section. And just place it wherever you need to give you the support that you need. So it's kind of is a lot of playing with it and seeing what works and what feels good. You can also open up those feet a little bit. Use that largest, so that highest position, and place it right underneath your bum. Kind of hold on to it with those ankles. So again, whatever feels good to you. Place it however it feels good. If you're like, this is kind of a pain, just set it off to the side. We're going to use it again. You can also use blankets, rolled towels, pillows. Same idea. Let's go ahead and walk the hands up. So grab a block as you come back up, and we're going to come to a kneeling position. We're going to place that block out in front of us, okay? Highest position, but make sure it's stable. If you have both, take both. And we're going to bring that right foot through, placing it between the blocks or just to the inside of one block, and we're going to let that body weight come forward. So we've now lifted the floor to us so that we can lift that chest. If you are ready to progress, yep, take it down a notch. Take it down a notch. If you're like, I'm not feeling the stretch, get rid of the blocks. Bring your hands to the inside. So you can play with the positioning of your hands and notice how that influences the stretch. How does it change it? So as you bring your hands to the inside, you're going to feel it more a little bit through the groin and that outer hip. As those hands come forward, you're going to notice it in that back leg a little bit more. You can tuck your toes and lift that back knee. So again, we're up on the blocks. Perfect. Find your breath. So anytime we're going to be hands on the floor, it's going to make things a little more challenging, a little deeper. Listen to your body. Core is strong. Breathe. We're going to draw that left foot in to a forward fold. Hands can remain on either side and just bending those elbows as you wish, or you can shift those hands forward and placing the palms to the blocks. Ready to progress? Make it happen. Ready to progress? Yep. Next level. If you're like, oh, my fingertips, I need to touch the floor, get there. Relax the weight of the upper body. So one of the biggest things is when you have blocks, we have this tendency to keep the head heavy. I want you to bend the elbows and let yourself fold forward. So it's all about that stretch down the backs of the legs. Okay, so support there if you need it. This is also great if you're taking care of your lower back. Yeah, you're going to use a little bit of the support with those arms so that you don't take it all into that lower back. So listen to your body. Find your breath. Inhale, lift just slightly. Our monkey pose. So a nice flat back. If you don't have your blocks, monkey pose, fingertips are pointing towards the ground. If you have those blocks, yep, it can be any different kind of position. Fingertips touching, what have you. So we're going to place those blocks back by the edge of the feet, and now we're going to take a big step back with that right foot. So now we're in that left low lunge. Find your breath. So again, do we need to be up a little bit higher? And your body is not mirror image, right? So anatomically, you are not the same on your left and your right. So know that, keep a sense of humor, know that it is just fine. It is what it is on this side. Find your breath. Maybe the knee is staying down. Perfect. Again, you can bring both hands to the inside of your foot. We can be on that block. You don't have to be on the block. You decide what's right. This is your journey, right? Breathe. We tuck those back toes. There's that transition forward. Lift that back knee. Core strong. Draw that right foot in. Here we are back in our forward fold. So you might notice when you come back to poses as your body gets warmer, range improves, tension decreases. A little bend of those knees. Let your tummy and chest come to rest on your thighs. We're going to set those blocks aside, and we're going to take our strap. We're going to bring that strap around behind the body, and we're going to hold on to it. And we're going to bring those hands just as close together as we can. So if that's here, great. If it's here, great. If you don't need your strap, awesome. Whatever it is, let your head be heavy. Tummy and chest are resting on your thighs. And I want you to be the judge. Okay, so that little shoulder stretch that we did at the beginning, a good indicator of how tight your shoulders are. Listen, don't judge. It is what it is. Roll those shoulders up and back, and if it feels good to you, lift those arms. Head heavy, gazing back between that little space between your legs. Again, tummy and chest are resting on your thighs, so there shouldn't be this humongous stretch going on. Even if your knees are bent almost to a chair, it's okay. Okay, so let the tummy and chest come to rest. Slowly bring your hands to the small of the back, and we're going to roll it up, one vertebra at a time. Just rolling it up, ragdoll. As you exhale, arch it back, reach your knuckles towards the ground, a little rotation of those palms towards one another. Breathe. That's just going to simulate if you were to have no strap and your fingers interlaced. So we're just going to turn those palms towards one another, regardless of where your hands are on the strap. And rise. Breathe. Release that strap, shift it forward, and we take those arms up and back. A little lean to the right. And up nice and tall. And a little lean to the left. Up nice and tall. One more time each side. Inhale it up. One more time to the left. Inhaling it up. Bring the strap forward. Bring your hands to heart center. So just keep hold of that strap. We're going to bring those big toes to touch. Little space between the heels. And we're going to sink, shifting our weight to our heels. And we're going to lower into a chair. So your chair might be a high chair, a bar stool. Your chair might be a kitchen chair. Your chair might be a little tiny kindergarten chair. So whatever it is, own it. And I want you to notice how your body responds. Now take that strap and just set it aside. Do you need to shift? Okay, so we're firing up those legs. Our weight is in our heels. All 10 toes are lifted. Chest is tall. A little half lift and release. A little half lift and release. Now I want you to sink low. If your block is handy, if you need to come out of chair, it's okay. Come out of chair. Breathe. And we're going to take one block with us as we rise. Put it in your right hand, and we're going to open up nice and wide. So I want you to take that block so that your hand is on the highest point. Extend those arms out to a T. Toes are turned out to the outside quarters of your mat, and we're going to turn the right toes towards the top of your mat, left toes towards the top corner of your mat. Opening pelvis, tummy and chest to the side. Reach it out. So reach with that block. When you can't reach anymore, place that block just to the outside, pinky toe side edge of your foot, and reach right arm to the sky. So I don't want you to lean all the way your weight onto that block. I just want it there so you feel the sensation of the floor. I want your core engaged so that you could take your hand away and still stay where you are. Turn your gaze to the sky. Find your breath. So we're going to leave that block where it is, and we're going to rise all the way up. Releasing that left hand to the back leg, front palm to the sky. Sweep it up and back. Reverse triangle. Gazing towards the sky, that left hand just sliding down that back leg. Inhaling it up, windmilling that left arm up and over. And we're going to place that hand to the block once again, rotating your body and extending. Now, if that's way challenging for your balance, yep, you can shift that block to the inside of your foot and then rotate it open. Now, again, not a huge amount of weight on that left hand. You should be able to take it away and stay where you are. And progression is the same. We just move that block to the next level as you're ready. As you exhale, slowly release that right hand down. Bending that right knee, grab your block. We rise. Place the block between your palms. And we square the pelvis to the front. Shoulders are soft. And the palms of the hands are just gently against that block. Find your breath. If that's too much for the shoulders, guys, just take the block in one hand. Either hand does not matter. Straightening that right leg, we're going to open it back up and we're going to shift those toes, transferring that block to the left hand. Go ahead and shift that hand so it's at the top of the block, opening pelvis. Okay, so now our left toes pointing straight ahead, right toes in that diagonal line, and we're going to reach as far as you can reach. When you can't reach anymore, place that block to the outside edge of your foot, right arm to the sky, reach it up, high as you can reach. Find that breath. Feel that extension out of the shoulder up to the tips of the fingers. This is our triangle pose. It's as though we were between two panes of glass. Now we're going to release that block and we're going to rise. Back arm onto the back leg, front palm to the sky, sweep it up and back. Reverse triangle. Lengthening, extending. Finding that breath. We inhale it back up, windmilling that right arm up and over, and we're going to place that right hand to the block. You can have it to the outside or shift it to the inside and rotate. Left arm to the sky, reach it up. High as you can reach. Find that breath. And again, progression, right? What works? What's right? As you exhale, releasing that left hand down, hand on either side of your foot, front knee bends. Adjust your feet if you need to. Take that block, place the block between your hands, and rise. So you can also make it so it's a little bit wider or narrower. So that narrower version is going to be a little bit more for those shoulders. If you need a little more space for those shoulders, yep, open it up. So again, it's about playing with the block and finding what's right. Breathe. Straightening that front leg, we turn and pull those hands to heart center, turning those toes out to the outside corners of your mat. Breathe. Now let's take that block and place it at its widest point, extending arms to the sky, and we're going to slowly hinge it forward. As you come forward, placing that block down. Do we need it a little higher, or is it good in that level 2 spot? And we're going to slowly lower the upper body down. So using the support of that block, maybe the forehead comes to the block. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. Just let your upper body be heavy. If you want to get it to that lower section, make it so. If you want to set it aside, set it aside. I just want you to feel that really nice stretch down the backs of the legs. And we're going to rise. We're going to heel toe those feet in to about hip width apart. And relax the weight of the upper body down again. You can use that block or feel. Has your body progressed to the point where it's warmed up enough and you're like, I like it without the block? Set it aside. Let's slowly lower the bottom down. So here, as we come into a nice tight little squat, if your heels start to lift, I want you to place the block underneath your bum. And I want you to get your heels to stay down. Breathe. And again, you can stack 2 blocks if you need them, right? If you're like, no, I'm good, bring it down. Can you find that block and keep those heels down? Now you're not sitting on the block. Your weight's still in your feet, in your heels. So you could take that block away if you need to, okay? So we're managing our weight while we are increasing the strength and the flexibility of our bodies. Now slowly, gently, bring your hands down, take your block away, and come onto your bum. So now we're going to use the block as a little strengthener. Okay, so placing one block between your knees, and I want you to squeeze those knees. Knees are slightly bent, and we're going to lean back, extending those arms out or supporting behind those thighs. Squeeze that block. So we're really firing up those inner thighs. If you like, lift your feet. So we're in boat pose, lifting that chest, drawing those shoulders down and away. Find your breath. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze that block. So we're firing up outer hips, inner thighs, adductors, abductors, glute med. Heck yeah, getting a ton of stuff done. If you like, begin to extend those legs. Can you still squeeze that block? Breathe. Shaky. If you find yourself shaky in poses, that is a beautiful thing. That means you're working hard. Bending those knees once again. Let's take that block, open the knees, come forward. And we're going to come into a butterfly, a nice wide butterfly. So more of a diamond shape rather than pulling those feet in nice and tight. And I want you to bring that block down towards your heels, support it, and lower down. So you might need to adjust. If you got to scoot your bottom back a little bit, scoot it back. And just breathe. If you can let go of that block and extend those arms out, just feel that stretch, that middle back, upper back between those shoulder blades. And let's slowly rise. Grabbing your strap once again, extend those legs out long. We're going to wrap the strap, and if you need to, pull your feet in. Wrap it around the base of your foot, kind of at the ball of your foot, and then extend those legs. And we're going to use the strap to pull, and we're going to pull those toes back. Sit up nice and tall. So you're going to activate the strength in those arms, upper and middle back, and shoulders. Okay, so we really want to pull those toes back, just so you feel this good stretch. Now lengthen through the crown of the head and start to pull yourself forward, hinging from the hips rather than bending at the waist. You can transition. You can take the straps, both straps in both hands, and slowly lower yourself down. Now, one thing that I love is this gives me a totally different intensity as I'm pulling back, because as I have a tendency not to use a strap, we kind of get lazy. And we go to this place of comfort rather than challenging ourselves. And like I said, you decide if it's a day for comfort or if it's a day for challenge. But here, as I lengthen and reach the crown of the head towards my toes, and I'm pulling those toes back, there's this amazing stretch happening down the backs of my legs and into my lower back, which is exactly where I need it. I would say a lot of people do. A little release of your head. We lengthen through the crown of the head and slowly rise. Go ahead and let those hands just slide back up the strap. Go ahead and release that strap and set it off to the side. And we're going to place our block off to the side. So kind of on that lowest position, if you will. Soften your feet safely. Come down onto your back. If you wish, engaging those core muscles, take it slow and steady all the way down. And we're going to reach down, and you can adjust where that block is. We're going to pull left knee in. And we're going to extend left arm out to a T, right hand to that left knee, and gently guide your leg across your body. Now, if you need a little higher, make it happen. If you need a little higher, make it happen. And you just want that knee, kind of your shin, to rest along the block, right? So you can progress if you're like, wow, that's a little too high. That feels pretty good. And then as you sit here, releasing and letting go, maybe all of a sudden, a little deeper rotation. If you're like, wow, that feels a little too much, I can't keep that left shoulder down, prop it back up. Open up that chest. Breathe. This should feel super good. Our supine spinal twist. And slowly we roll it back to center. Extending that left leg long. Little external rotation through your hip And then slowly lower your leg down and allow it to come to rest. And we shift that block to the other side, kind of just about hand height, maybe just below your palm. And then we draw that right knee in, right arm extends out to a T, left hand takes a hold of that right knee and gently guide your leg across. And again, adjust. So just because you came to a certain place, different level on the block, doesn't mean anything. Find what works on this side. Really working to keep that right shoulder from lifting, opening up that chest, and find your breath. You can close your eyes here. So as we've worked through several poses with the block, progressing through the block to the floor, I hope it was helpful. I know yoga in general can be intimidating. Working with props, you're like, what the heck do I do with these things? I hope that this has helped. I do have other videos working with blocks and straps. So if you need to visit a few of those others, and I will always do more. And if you ever have questions, reach out to me. That's why I'm here. Rolling back to center, extending that right leg to the sky. Point your toes, little external rotation through that hip, and lower that leg down. And allow it to come to rest. Breathe. Now, if you are comfortable on your back with your legs long, awesome. If you like, place a block underneath those knees, just a slight bend in those knees. This can help ease some of that lower back if that's uncomfortable for you. If you find you are more comfortable on your side or even up in a seated position, Savasana. Our final relaxation should be a place where you feel at ease, where your body is relaxed, and you can just let your breath flow effortlessly. We open our palms to the sky to give and receive love and energy. If you're feeling depleted, open up those palms, open up that heart, draw in that good, powerful energy from the universe. Opening up those palms, allowing any negative energy to flow back out into the universe. Transforming it into positive energy. If you're feeling a little out of sorts, a little chaotic, life's a little bit crazy, turn those palms to this towards the ground, helping to ground you, center you. There is power in your breath to calm, to quiet, to energize, to release. Take a moment with a sense of gratitude for taking this journey today, for doing something new, whether it be that you've been practicing for years and you've just never used blocks, or this is your very first yoga class and you were just curious. What do I do with these things? How do I use them? Why would I want them? I'm proud of you. Taking time for the well-being of you, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Yoga is a powerful, powerful gift. It can change your life if you let it. It has changed mine, and that's why I'm here, is I just want to share the gift of movement, of breath, of being present with everybody and anybody. Allow yourself just a few more moments to breathe and to just be. And slowly, gently, wiggle your fingers, your toes. Move your hands, your feet, your ankles, your wrists. Notice your breath once again, deeper, fuller, full of life, feeling healthy, strong, ready for the rest of your day. As you're ready, coming up to a seated position that feels good to you. Rest your hands comfortably, sit up nice and tall, close your eyes. We bring the hands to heart center, a gentle tuck of our chin towards our chest. And just a silent thank you to the mind and body for taking us on this journey today. I thank you for joining me today and inviting me into your world. Let's inhale, lifting our gaze. I hope you got a big old smile on your face and you have an amazing rest of your day. Be well. Take care. The light in me honors the light in each and every one of you, which means namaste.